Islam Sheikh Dwayne Bey, my Moorish American Nation. It is September the 9th, 2021, and this is on my path to work. So I try to remember now to show things that's on my path. Here's another feather. So let me give you what just happened, because this is interesting. You know, when you're among animals, literally, people that are animals in their thoughts, in their behavior, you do not try to rationalize what's civilized with an animal. An animal is an animal. Let me turn this around, okay? Islam, I want you to be able to see my Islam. See that I have my national headdress on. It's like telling a ape or a gorilla that eat meat, or because now I hear gorillas or chimpanzees. I think it was chimpanzees. They eat meat, and they used to not eat meat before, but now they eat meat. Let me see if I can get the price. Let me get the time. What I'm showing you is a feather. I don't know if I can show you. I don't know if I'm able to pull. I don't know if you're able to see it with this light. I'm going to try my best. Okay. Hold on. That's the feather. It is, once again, September the 9th, 2021. Burger King, that's the shell. And I'm walking. There's Dunkin' Donuts. Burger King is approximately walking distance, 10 minutes away. Right before I saw this feather, you go ahead, thank you. There was a UPS truck with a brown-skinned driver just sitting there like he couldn't pull out. A brown skin, when I say brown skin, like he looked like he could be from El Salvador or South America. Well, I would say South America or Mexico or Central America. I noticed those that are from El Salvador, they're lighter skinned. They are lighter skinned than those that seem to be from Mexico. So he definitely wasn't that light brown skin, but he was a darker brown skin, sort of like the male that looked that said that he knew Imani, but didn't know Imani. Okay, there's my phone. It says 4:47. I got off work at 4:15. Hold on. Oh, this is locked. Let me see here. See if you can see the time. I mean the date. Well, you'll be able to see it on the if you can't see it now, you'll be able to see it on the video. Okay. That is Thursday. Then after I saw the UPS, when I stopped to take out my tablet, the UPS driver that looked brown skinned, that looked similar to the male that said he knew Imani, it came into Burger King. I said his name was Alex. He knew Imani. Imani was his best friend. He gave rides to Imani when we came to Annapolis, maybe a year after being here in Annapolis. He was just lying. I even told Mindy about this a couple of days ago, because she was talking about, I think, how someone she knew. I think a couple of days ago. It could have been a day ago, because we, I converse. I have basic general conversations, and even though I don't talk about Imani, I don't like talking about Imani at Burger King, but I do sometimes in a quick conversation say something like this, because she was saying that someone she knew I think somebody's boyfriend used to lie all the time. And I said, you know what? And she was like, she was talking about how the person lied like it was nothing or easily. I said, that's exactly what I experienced at Burger King when this brown-skinned guy who looked like he'd be from Mexico. He definitely had an accent. He said his name was Alex. Looked like or South America, I don't know, but he looked like he definitely speaks Spanish. Said he knew Imani, and that he gave Imani rides, and they drew and made art together. Now I was like, I told her, I said, now why would someone? I had to ask Imani on video because I couldn't believe someone would come into Burger King in Annapolis, Maryland, and lie like that unless they're trying to prepare some form of criminal activity and maybe using money as an accomplice of some sort. Because if you can come into and lie to someone like that, what other things, I mean, maybe you're trying to create some form of unlawful activity, whether it's drug dealing, money laundering, sex trafficking. There's many things you can do unlawful and illegal. And if we are law-abiding citizens, and we have Imani Great Bay and I run the Arrington-Bey as Moorish Americans. We affirm to uphold the U.S.A. Constitution of 1787, the 13th Amendment with 20 sections, and all 4 of Abraham Lincoln's proclamations. So that means we have been naturalized. And these are laws of freedom. So it's important for us to be law-abiding citizens as much as possible. No one's perfect. You make mistakes, but as much as possible. So if you can lie like that, and you can create a lie in that manner, what are you trying to create a lie for? And when you deal with corruption, and where those that are in the military could be involved, because that are unnaturalized, unnaturalized Navy, unnaturalized Army, unnaturalized police, then anything is possible. Especially if they're trying to amalgamate someone, they've been stalking someone, and they're trying to hide or use some form of abuse to force or subjugate someone, a citizen from those laws of freedom, Islam. So right before I saw this feather, I saw the UPS truck, and I started to take out my tablet while I was there, and I could see it was moving. Like, it definitely was able to figure out where, how it could pull out of the parking lot, and it did. So I wasn't able to record it because I thought it was odd. Just it sitting there looking, and the guy was looking at me. And also when I walked past the Mexican restaurant, the guy, he looked to be from Mexico. I don't know where he's from, but he was in the window with a cell phone to his ear. And then I saw a armed male in a black truck drive by, and it sounded like someone said, stop her. But this is before I saw the feather. The feather was maybe a minute away, to see, as I was pulling out my tablet to video. Someone said stop her, or they knew, or something like that. So I continued to walk, and then I saw the feather. And at first my tablet seemed like it didn't want to come on right, and then it came on. Today, Thomas, the manager, cursed as he was talking to me. He came in, first of all, when I noticed when he came in with CJ, one of the owner's son. And I remember because I started to feel a sharp pain in my left foot. I have given testimony about 4 sharp pains in a while, and I know I don't have, I'm healthy. I tend to think unclean spirits that have the telepathic code. This is my thought, and my reasoning are able to send forth sharp pains and cause sickness. Now, I'm not accusing CJ or anyone, because I don't know who would be able to do such things. I could just give testimony of what I experienced. So when I saw CJ at Burger King and Thomas come in, and I'm not accusing Thomas or anyone because I don't know where the sharp pain. I started to experience 4 sharp pain in my left foot. And And I just continued to work. And then around 3 approximately, because this is irrational behavior happens so much, sometimes it's hard for me to keep up. I spoke to Thomas, and he was bent over under the drive-thru, and he cursed. He was like effing something, and as he was responding to me, and I said, Thomas, can you please don't curse? And he said, and I said, can you not curse when you talk to me? Now the drive-thru window was open, and the customer is there. Jocelyn, who is Spanish speaking, was there. Christina, as far as I've seen, she's Spanish speaking, was there. Miss Phyllis was there. And Tracy, another person, was there. So, and he said, you can't tell me what to say. And he started saying F and seller and started cursing even more. So many curse words. I said, I'm not telling you what to say, Thomas. I'm just asking you to not curse when you speak to me using the F word. I have never used the F word when I speak to you. And he started yelling loud. And then I say, maybe, I don't know, 40 seconds, 35 seconds, and then he closed the window as though he was trying to keep the customers from seeing what he was doing. But the customers had already seen it because they looking and hearing him say it and hearing and seeing what's going on. And I told him, I said, Thomas, I'm not trying to tell you what to do. I'm just asking you to not curse when you speak to me. And he started using HEL, as he said, you can't tell someone what to do, what to say out their mouth or something like that. And then he walked towards me and aggressive and told me to go about my way. And I was standing looking at him. I'm going to walk away, but I just wanted to make sure he understood that I wasn't telling him to not to speak to me. I was asking him to not curse. I wasn't telling him in an aggressive manner because I kept lowering my tone even more as he was being more aggressive and cursing. And he kept cursing and yelling. And then he said, I think I'm perfect. And then he walked in the back. And then this is not the first time he behaved this way. He behaved this way before in reference to Constitution. When I spoke about Constitution to a coworker, he wasn't even included in the conversation, and he interrupted the conversation in reference to the Constitution. I forgot, I don't have the documentation, but I just, I wanted to keep lowering my voice because I didn't know what was going on with him, what he thought I was telling him. But I think I was asking him something that was reasonable, especially in front of the customers, to not curse when he speaks. Instead, he rose up because he was squatting down and walked towards me and was raising his voice even more and cursing and telling me to go about my way. And I just, after I said it a couple more times, let him know I wasn't telling him, I was just asking him. Politely, I walked away, and then Phyllis walked past, with a slightly, I'm not saying, she didn't say anything, but she did have like a slight smirk on her face. And she didn't say anything, she didn't intervene, and I didn't say anything to her. And then Tracy had said something about no fish sandwiches, and he raised his voice about no fish sandwiches and saying that there are fish sandwiches. They're loud, and then Tracy, this is a coworker, she is a cook, said pipe down. You need to pipe down. She used the word pipe, I think, or piped. And then he just sort of didn't say anything. I continued to work, and then I noticed he was at the window, and it looked to be Spanish speaking. I'm not sure at the window, and it definitely sounded like he was saying, I paid. He said, I paid. It sounded like he said more. He still addresses the customers, not all, but I guess whenever at different times as Mo. And sometimes it sounds like he mumbling, like he's trying to disguise he's saying Mo. It's like if someone is trying to say they didn't say it, you can't really hear what someone say. You can say someone's wearing a mask, so you thought they said Mo and they didn't say Mo because they're wearing a mask. That's what it sounded like. He was doing purposely, mumbling, but definitely saying Mo. Today, definitely he sounded like he said Mo while he was at the drive-through. He said, I paid Mo, or Mo, or something like that. And I was at the station trying to expedite the food. Then I heard him say something about, if you paying, I could give you a child. And this is soon after. This happened, like, I got off at 4. My schedule from 11 to 4. This is between now about 3 and 3:30 approximately. And when he said it, he definitely looked at me, and I didn't say anything because I noticed he looked at me, like when you're trying to reference someone and without saying their name. But so he said something about if you're paying, and this is what I heard, and I could be 1 word or 2 words off. I could give you a child, okay? Then I noticed also he started to address, after the outburst of him cursing at me, he started to use the word love as he was talking to the customers. He used the word love, and then I noticed also because he was talking loud, as I was in the dining room. This is odd. I'm just saying it. I just thought this was a sequence of events. Now this, I heard him say, and let me see, it was and something else. But the reason why I'm using up because I gave testimony about, I'm not accusing Thomas, but I found this art, especially I'm giving testimony constantly about someone saying they paid with an African American accent, black male and females, Spanish speaking. But I always have given the same testimony about hearing this at American Extended Stay, like there's a mic in the room. Annapolis has the Navy base, the Army base, and it's not a coincidence that I see something like this, and a pale skin, he could have been olive colored, drive by with an Army uniform on. Okay, this is the feather. So I've been giving testimony about someone speaking like a mic in the room, saying paid, I paid, she loved your son, I love you. Literally, like, they sound like animals, like they're uncivilized animals. They did it. Stay. And I'm going to emphasize the word animal. Uncivilized, like something wrong with them. Let's see, what else? So many words, but the name brother, definitely brother, and Spanish speaking. Saying things in that nature as well. And I have given testimony what I have experienced spiritually and mentally in reference to spirituality, in reference to attacks, and connecting the dots. If you are a person in the military or even the police force, and you have been trained, and you have and you can use sciences that deal with people's minds, such as leaving a feather, okay, and a feather, and if someone say bird, or that bird is hungry, and you might experience a feeling where your genitals are being attacked, you feel your dreams are being invaded, and they're trying to amalgamate you, subjugate you, and this is in a land where you would think citizens who go to school, we're assuming in Annapolis they go to school, okay? Because they seem to be really good at mathematics. Islam, they're good at mathematics and they have skills. So Islam that they would have education definitely about history and bondage and slavery. All right, because they go to school, they can add and subtract, they can divide, they know fractions, that sort of thing. That's, I know, because I have to deal with the cash register. I'm not accusing anyone at Burger King, but so I'm just giving my testimony. So I'm assuming at most of the schools, like on this landmass, mathematics along with history is included. Islam. Mathematics along with history, and then in history, even if the history could be misconstrued, but usually the same history is taught in reference to freedom and the importance of freedom, the importance of the Constitution of 1787. But if you are outside of natural law and you are in a jurisdiction where you are identified and classified as an animal, you are identified and classified not a part of the human race, because you have, and this is according to constitutional law, and not only that, you are being used as such, you're being used as an animal, and then you behave as an animal, then there's not much else to explain. So, you have a skill, and I'm not going to keep going forward, but you go to school, you have a skill, you got a degree, or you have a degree, but you have a degree as an animal, and you being used. And so if you are outside of constitutional laws of freedom, then you are definitely a slave. So that's what we have learned as Moors, and studying the importance of naturalization and being naturalized. So anyway, I'm going to continue. So I didn't think, I thought this was odd, because Thomas has acted this way before, and along with other managers, such as I've got testimony about Phyllis and so forth. But he really was literally outrageous. Like, he could have, he looked like he tried to hold himself back, because he's like 6'2" approximately. He's stout, he's big. Like he could have, like he was trying to be aggressive, and he kept saying, "Go your way, go your way." And I kept lowering my voice even more, just telling him, I'm not telling him what to say. I'm just asking him to not curse, especially using words like F-U-C-K in reference to addressing me or responding. Islam. So, and also, I'm glad, you might have heard someone say, "Nigga, have a good day." That was a black male that had on a yellow thing, Amazon. I forgot also, I think, it sounded like he was saying the word brother. But, that I leave up in the air. That's when I heard, I gave testimony before about someone, like a mic in a room, like a male saying, okay? And then they say your son, like they're going to threaten to do something to Imani. Now, only an animal would do such things. So I always say the police, they know what an animal is. When we see these police behave in a manner that they say is unjust, I always say this is my thoughts. They know who have the animal telepathic code. They know who don't. They know who is considered an animal, and they know who is not. Okay, and I'm not, those are my thoughts, because when you are in reference to spirituality and you're dealing with a science like the telepathic code, and they know that the telepathic code has been given out with animal strand DNA. All right, these are my thoughts. This is not included in what I experienced in the spirit, in what I'm saying in truth in reference to Thomas and this feather. They know who has the animal strand telepathic code, and they know who don't. Islam. So they know what an animal is. They know and what they use the animals for, in reference to that which walk and maybe possibly look to be humanoid, and who does not. Islam. So that's the importance of being naturalized under constitutional laws of freedom. And because these are my connection of dots, in reference. I'm not saying some of the police might not themselves, because definitely they behave like an animal. When you see them beating up citizens who are unarmed. And you see black Negroes or African Americans outside of constitutional law marching and begging for help. Okay? So I'm not saying that they're not behaving they're not behaving unlawful or discriminative, but I definitely think that they, in reference to science, they know, these police know something about what we are among Islam. And I'm not accusing and saying those that are beat up that are African American and abused deserve it, predominantly male. Because even here, the black males, I have noticed, they'll look at a police officer, because I've noticed odd behavior, and I'm Moorish American with a nationality, and they say your son as though they know the police officer, and they can connect with the police officers here in Annapolis. And then someone might say, I love you, in a animal state of mind, in an animal way. So my thought is, these police officers, like their government, they know who have the animal strand DNA, they know what an animal is, and they know who don't. Islam. And that's keeping it 100. They know Islam.